Hello and welcome to Tête-à-tête with Tiwa. I'm Tineke.
And I'm Wally.
We're out in the garden again. It's a beautiful hot day. It's breezy, so hopefully you can hear us above the breeze.
We have these fluffy microphones.
Yeah, which is supposed to make the sound better, but who knows?
Who knows?
Okay, so today we're going to talk about should you get into a relationship? Okay, can you get into a relationship when you do not have a healthy relationship with yourself?
Well, you certainly can.
Okay, should you? Maybe. What do you think?
No, so it's not a should you or it's can you or sorry.
Is it advisable?
It's a should you rather
should,
than
yeah.
Okay, you shouldn't. I think on the general you shouldn't. And the reason why it's not because a relationship won't help. In fact, it might even help you to find yourself. That's even possible. But what you do in that case is you are selling the other person a dummy. I say that because I think if you're not yet comfortable with yourself, you're going to find it very hard being comfortable with somebody else. As much as you might learn lessons, and you might, because you might be a teachable type, where you would learn lessons, and maybe even the other person learn lessons from you. The truth is, what they are expecting is and permit me to say it this way, not meaning any offense, a fully formed person. When I say that, I don't mean it with any, no offense whatsoever. When I say fully formed, I mean somebody who is totally at home with themselves, who recognizes who they are, knows their limits, knows their expectations, pretty much has themselves down packed, as opposed to somebody who is still searching, who every time something new pops up has no idea even how to handle it. So whether it's offensive, it's not, it's an offense. Or if it is offensive, they don't recognize that sort of thing. So there are very many dangers in going into a relationship not knowing oneself, in my opinion. I think it's best that one finds oneself, is confident in oneself, understands, and then offers to be one way or the other attached to somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah, that was, sorry, I hope I didn't ramble there.
No. Spoken like a true. I mean, I feel like it was. I agree with everything you said.
Right.
I think, and I always say this thing about doing the inner work. I think you do have to have a healthy relationship with yourself. I think it helps 100% to have a healthy relationship with yourself before you get into a relationship with someone else. Now, I guess then what one has to look at is what do you mean by a healthy relationship with yourself? Because based on everything that you said, while I agree with everything that you said, I married you when I was 25. I got into a relationship with you when I was 17. At 17, did I know myself?
No.
You get
totally.
me? And a lot of what you were talking about was about knowing yourself. Did I have a healthy relationship with myself? I had a decent relationship with myself. But over time, and I think you see, and that's why I say, I was going to say, when you finished talking, I was going to say spoken like a true man. But I thought maybe not. Because, no, and the reason why I said that is because I think for us as women, I'm not sure if it's the same for men, you can confirm this or not, but I think for us as women, we change. I know everybody changes, but I think women have more significant changes through their adult life.
Absolutely.
So knowing ourselves or being in a fully healthy relationship with ourselves, age 25 versus age 50, I think.
So let me try and clarify that a bit. When I say knowing yourself, It's more of a confidence in whom you are, regardless of whether you're going to change or you're going to learn more about yourself.
Yes.
And being comfortable enough or confident enough with whom you are to accept the changes that come. This is what I'm talking about. And you notice I said, so that everything, when something pops up,
Yeah.
you're discombobulated or whatever. And that's the reason why. Because if you realize you have that foundational confidence or being comfortable, you will take on what comes, whether it's from you, through you, or to you. You're better able to deal with without going off the scale, tangent, whatever you want to call it.
So basically, it makes it easier. I mean, I think that thing where you say, I mean, the Bible talks about two becoming one, and I always say that it's two whole people, because sometimes when you think of two becoming one, you now think it's like half and half, two halves, but it's two whole people coming together to become one. And in terms of whole, what I mean is that you're at peace with yourself.
Yeah.
So you may not even be happy with where you are per se, but you know that you can make changes.
That's it.
So you're comfortable with who you are, and you can see where you are going, and you kind of, because I feel like to say know yourself, I don't know when I really got to know myself, but I had to actively go and get to know myself. Do you get what I mean? So I think at the point where I married you, I'm not sure I knew myself. And you remember what my brother-in-law said about getting married? Did you know about this?
Probably, maybe not. I don't know. What do you think?
So, I was 24 when we were going to get married.
No.
And he said to me, he called me aside and he said, he can't support this wedding. I told you about it.
Yeah.
And the reason he couldn't support it was because I was 24 and had been with you since I was 17.
Yeah.
And he said to me, because women change. At 25, if you still feel the same way, I will back it 100%. And I think that's what he was talking about. That, you think that marriage is what you want because maybe it's the next thing to happen. You've been with him for so long, but you can hit 25 and everything will change. And it's not about how much you love him or not, it's about women change. And that's what he said. And I didn't fully understand it when he said it, but I think this is kind of what he was saying. So at that point, I didn't know myself as well as I know myself now. I actively went looking for myself. I think a lot of women don't even start to look for themselves until like when they hit 50, late 40s, because at that point they've done the kids.
40s.
So when the kids have kind of got out of the way, I went searching before, but it's an unusual thing, I think, because you don't. So I do think that yes, it's better to have a healthy relationship with yourself. I think that what that looks like, what a healthy relationship with yourself looks like, is different at age 17, from age 25, from age 40.
Yeah, but then I think there's also even definitions. So when I say definitions, what do we mean when we say in a relationship? What sort of relationship?
Yeah.
Are you talking dating?
We both kind of went to marriage, didn't we? But yeah.
Yeah, because dating, I think, is fine because you learn a lot from dating. And you learn a lot about yourself as well as other people. You learn more about the world when you date, I believe, so that would be fine. But you've got to, even then, still have a certain understanding of whom you are. Otherwise, you could be otherwise you could be turned into anybody.
Yeah, I guess so. And I guess that's true, but hopefully most people will, in their upbringing, their parenting, and this is not true of everybody, but will have some general foundation of who they are, where, hopefully, I mean, I know it's not true of a lot of people, but hopefully most people will have that, so you have like some sort of idea of who you are, so you are in a relatively healthy relationship with yourself before you then come, because I think the bottom line is that if you're in an unhealthy relationship with yourself and you get into a relationship with someone else, you are basically, any relationship you're
bringing the poison.
Yes, but if it's unhealthy, you're bringing all of that into the relationship, so it just makes the relationship that much harder. It doesn't mean it can't happen, it doesn't mean it won't happen, it won't be successful, it just means it's that much harder.
You'll have to work a lot harder.
Yeah, that's that much harder.
Yeah, I mean, you have to work a relationship, bottom line. It's just, why have to work 98% of the time when you could cut that down to 10, 15% of the time. by just being you, just being you, when they say find happiness within, rather than without. It's very important, because that means if that happiness from without ever ceases,
You still got it inside. Yeah, and I think perhaps this generation are going to be slightly different in the sense that, talking about women again, I can only speak from a woman's point of view. They're not as maybe they're not following the expected. We went to school, we went to university, we got married, we had children. We tried to follow the conventional route, and some of them are like actually getting to know themselves a bit better before they even go into marriage or whatever.
I might say a bit too much at times.
Maybe, but they might not have. Actually, maybe a bit too
Yeah,
much.
yeah. I mean, look.
It's finding the balance. Isn't it?
It's finding balance. It's finding balance. Yeah.
What were you going to say? Just keep. It's probably best. Okay, so I think we've concluded that it is better if you have a healthy relationship with yourself before you go into a relationship with someone else. And we're talking more about serious long-term relationships rather than But if you don't, that's not to say that you won't have a successful relationship. It just means that it's probably much harder. And besides, it's better if you have a healthy relationship with yourself, because think about it, the person that you spend the most time with is yourself. So, I mean, for me, that thing when I always talk about inner work, do the inner work, get to know who you are, find out what you like, what you don't like, what you would like to change, what you would like to improve on, etc., etc. Get to know who you are, and then share that with somebody else.
That's why some people can't spend time with themselves.
Yeah, because they don't know themselves, they don't like themselves, they're scared of what they'll find, etc. Yeah, so I think it is quite common that actually. But remember, you are the person that you spend the most time with, so why don't you get to know yourself? And I don't know, I think we've gone off topic again, but anyway, yes. We're off now. It's getting hot. I'm getting all sweaty. Can't deal.
All right.
Deal.
So, till next time.